What's up, y'all? Cassette simulator though, the thing goes hard. You gotta be careful with that. Nice. Alright, so that was one beat on P6. Let's do a couple more, then we'll get started. What do we got here? Nothing. There we go. Yo, Boom Bap Art. What's up, man? Thank you for saying that. Heck yeah. Yeah, P6 is interesting, man. I feel like doubling down, going P12, dude. There's some interesting possibilities, which we're going to get into once I start making some beats. Nice. And how about one more? Just to bring us home here. If I have one. Oh yeah, this one's dope. That phaser though. Dope. All right. Well, that was a couple beats on P6. But yeah, like Boom Bap Art is saying. Sorry, I messed that up. Yeah, dude, two P6s. I feel like there's some interesting possibilities which we'll explore. And I'm a huge fan of this thing, so that's why I ended up purchasing another one. Because I feel like there are some interesting combinations you can do when you have more than one. Not so much on the side of like being limited with the number of voices that you can play and stuff like that. So that's not really the limitations I'm trying to overcome. But I do think that having two gives you access to like multiple, you know, like effects routing options, and there's ways to configure them, I think, that'll make for some interesting sounds. So I'm definitely going to be messing around with that today. But yeah, and then Boom Bap Art says, still waiting on an upgraded MC101 Mark II. Dude, I'm not so familiar with the MC series. I'm mostly familiar with the SP. The MC, that's like Roland's sequencer or something. I feel like I've heard people talk about like MC707 or something. So, yeah, I feel like it's a sequencer maybe, but possibly a synthesizer too. Is it a sampler, the MC? I don't even know. Dude, Matt Jacob, what's up, bro? Yeah, you know I did it, dude. I did the deed. It's like, come on, J Macula, do you really need another P6? And the answer is yes, I do. But yeah, this thing's fun. I'm telling you, this thing, it makes me think of like the Pocket Operator, like the Teenage Engineering. And when you put two of those together, you get some crazy possibilities. So that's kind of the vibe here. Is I'm going to see if I can do some interesting Pocket Operator type stuff by comboing these. Dude, and the guy that was selling this one had the knobs too. But he told me what they were. They're Thonk knobs. Thonk. So yeah, the dude hooked it up, man. I'm telling you, this thing wasn't even that expensive too. It was like $180 or something. Guy was probably needing to pay some bills or something, who knows. But yeah, definitely got a good deal on this thing. Got the knobs on there too. And we're about to get busy. So that's how we do. But yeah, Matt Colossus says, would you pair a P6 with a black box for FX and switching projects? Dude, you totally could. You could use the, P6 with the black box. The thing about the black box is that it doesn't have a lot of internal effects. Like you have reverb and delay, so it's pretty basic. There's also a compressor, but it's not like something you can modify the parameters on. This would make a very good companion to the black box because of the fact that it has, all of the effects, like the kind of SP type effects, isolator, vinyl sim, cassette sim, reverb, chorus, flanger, phaser, etc., etc. So yeah, I think this would be a very handy companion to the black box just because it does give you a little bit of FX options and possibilities. You could also trigger one-shots, like you're saying, switching projects. Like once you finish a project on black box, you press stop, you like do some stuff here that kind of plays for a while you're loading up the next project, and then you play the next project. So yeah, man, I think you're totally onto something, that it would be a good way to pair those two. Another cool thing about the black box is it has multiple outputs, so you could totally send sounds in like kind of unique and interesting ways by using the multiple outputs. So just a few random ideas. I'll have to think about that a little bit more. But those are my initial thoughts. And then yeah, Boom Bap Art says the 101 looks almost identical to the P6, but you can't sample straight into the 101. Something between P6 and SP minus sampling. Oh man. That sounds rough, dude. I'm all about sampling. If something doesn't have sampling, it can be tricky, I think. But yeah, no problem, Matt Colossus. Dude, and I'll keep thinking about it. I'm sure there's some other things that I didn't even consider, so I'll give it some thought. All right, let's go ahead and get started making some beats then. And actually, before we make beats, I wanted to do a comparison because I'm sure some of you know that this P6 that I have here is a modded P6, so it has some mods on it, most notably the green knob, which controls this like lo-fi sampling thing. This thing is not modded, so I kind of wanted to do some like A/B comparisons and see like what the sounds are like on the modded one versus the non-modded one, just to get a sense of what's different. Honestly, the modded one can be a little bit tricky to do sound design on because you are kind of stuck in the 12-bit settings, which I'll show in a second, whereas this one doesn't have the mod. So let's do some comparisons. All right, I'm going to load up this drum kit here. And so basically I did this sample chain. I made a video about it, but you can essentially like load a bunch of different samples to the P6's pads, and then you use slice mode to be able to access all the different sounds. So those are snares, right? And I have 36 of them. So there's hella, and then I got a kick drum too. Etc., etc. We got hi-hat. And then we got open hat too. And so what I did was I saved the sounds on both P6s. So I've got them on here and I've got them on here, so we can hear them side by side. So let's check that out. And we'll start with the snare drum. So these are the snares. So this is the 12-bit mod one. And then we got the regular one. So you can hear this thing, it sounds a lot punchier. It's crazy. It kind of just sounds louder, to be honest. And the volume's not even, like I have the volume less on this one than I have on this one. This is cranked out. And then I forgot to explain the routing too. So I'm just doing main out of this into this, so you could hear them both. Yeah, the headphones might be handy. So those were the snare drums. Definitely sounds a lot punchier here. Yeah, this one sounds fatter. Kick drums are next. Yeah, take a listen to this one. It's like you can hear more of it, really. And then on here. So yeah, the kicks also sound louder and like there's more clarity really on the 12-bit one. Yeah, this one is where you can kind of notice how the 12-bit, it doesn't do a good job of capturing like the tail end of the sample. So you can kind of hear that sort of like, and then here you can hear it sustain a little bit more. Interesting. All right, so those were hi-hats. I feel like the hi-hats sounded pretty similar. And then again, like the 12-bit one, maybe a little bit louder, but that's about it. And then open hats. Also sounds pretty similar. And then I also forgot to mention, hold on a sec. Something in my throat. I also forgot to mention these are all at 22 kilohertz. So it's not the highest sample rate. It's not the lowest sample rate. It's basically in the middle. But yeah, at 22 kilohertz, it does seem like maybe the high end gets a little bit muted on this, whereas here you don't really hear it as much. It still kind of sounds like the high end has a presence because of the sort of like whatever aliasing or grittiness, whatever you would call that. Yeah, the 12-bit ones just sound clearer, and I think that's just because they sound louder. It's kind of odd. But one way to kind of achieve the lo-fi sound of this on this would be to use the lo-fi parameter. So I'm going to see if I can get that sounding kind of similar. I feel like the snare drum's an easy way to do that. Yo, M-Fizz. Dude, yeah, man. I went and got another P6. I love this thing so much that I just had to have more. So yeah, P12 in the house. You better watch out. All right, so let's see if I can do this lo-fi thing here to get it kind of sounding similar. So here, I'll turn lo-fi on. Then you go shift, lo-fi. Dude, it already sounds like a lot more similar. What are we at here? Set lo-fi to 100 and you kind of get that 12-bit mod sound. Still seems quieter, but other than that, lo-fi at 100 is like very similar. So maybe I can do the kick drum the same way. Hmm. All right, so yeah, I think that's the ticket. You just do a lo-fi at 100, and then you're off to the races. So let me do that to the rest of these guys. Because we're here to make lo-fi hip-hop. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, so that was some sonic experimentation. Let's get to the beat making. So I've got the sample loaded up here, and if you ever want to mess around with the sample, it's on Patreon for free. You don't gotta pay for it. But yeah, let's take a listen to what we got here. Let me turn this thing up. Oh, it's already at max volume? Uh-oh. Wow, kind of a long sample. Probably not going to be able to record it all in one go, but that is okay. And yeah, I think this sample will be good for P6 because the way the chopping works on this thing is it kind of just puts the markers down evenly sliced. So it's going to kind of give us like random slices essentially, which I think will be helpful because there are a lot of like single moments in this sample that sound kind of sick. So we'll get down with that. Dude, Matt Jacob, snatching up them samples. Dude, you probably got a fat stack at this point. I feel like I've released maybe like 20 or something. I think eventually I want to put them all in one place so people can get them a little easier, but getting them every week is the way to get them as of now. All right, so let's record this in. I have to make a decision about whether I want to record it here or here. I guess we'll just save it on this thing for now. All right, what do we got here? Sampling. How are my levels? Gotta make this louder. Too loud. Still a little too loud. Alright, I think we're good. And of course I'm gonna pitch it up. And let's get it going. I think I forgot to put it on lo-fi. Let me double check that. Yeah, because I think I'm going to do 22 kilohertz so we can capture more of it. Yep, was not on. So let's do that again. Got to write it out. Quite a bit to write there. Very lo-fi. So let's put a filter on it to kind of control that high end. So low pass works very well there. And let's get chopping. I have no idea how many slices this should be, so let's start with 20, on the money. Snap art knows what's up. Speed it up and then pitch it back down. That's how we do. Alright, got something nice there. I gotta record this in though. Oh shoot, actually, what pattern am I on? I'm on 1-1. So let's do 1-5-9. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Okay. Bring the tempo down. And then record it in. Whoa, it's like kind of quieter. You know, there's this weird setting for for like volume, and I think it's like pattern specific, and I have no idea why. So let me change that real quick. Yeah, it was set to 65, and it goes up to 200. So I'm gonna do 150. It's kind of the magic number there for me. But yeah, I guess if you wanted to lower the volume of your pattern, you could do it from this system setting. Not sure why, but that's what that does. Okay, and then how long is this? I'm gonna make it 16 steps so I can duplicate it. Turn on the metronome too, just so I can hear like what's going on. I think it's hold pattern and press record. There we go. Don't get too used to that sound because we're gonna turn that off right when we're done here. There we go. All right, so let's get a basic rhythm going, and then I can jazz up the sample chops a little bit. Yo, Mr. Moon Bunny. What's up, man? All right, gonna add another note in here. Let's see, step 15, or 16, I should say. And then, where is that? I always forget how to do the direct input, because usually I just record stuff live. Yo, Mr. Moon Bunny, I'm doing good, man. Nothing much is up, just making some beats and stuff. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so let me try and get this kick in here. All right, so this is the one I want, and I want it on step. Oh, it's on step 15. Interesting. I guess that is the one. Okay, so now I can edit the parameters of it and adjust the micro timing to give it that kind of ghost kick boom bap type pattern. Yeah, I feel like it should be on the next step though. So F#5. There we go. And then now, just the micro timing. All right, so I'm going to double the length of the pattern by doing shift copy, duplicate, because right now it's just 16 steps, so it's like kind of packed in one bar. So we're going to do 2 bar, done. 32 steps on shift last, so we know it actually worked. And then now I'm going to try and play something else in with the sample chops, because I just wanted that to loop so I could get some drums that kind of match the sound of it. So now that we got that, we can get on to the business here. All right, let's get a bass line in next. Oh, whoa. This thing fell asleep. Wake up, M8. It's time to get to work. Let's see how the internal M8 synthesis engine sounds. They've got some pretty fat wave shapes in there. Triple triangle, dude. Try to find a sample. Boom, 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 boom. Dude, I kind of like this one. I can kind of hear it more in the right channel though. So I'm going to do a mono mix command here so that we isolate that. Oh, there we go. It's mono now. And then I think I could just record it in. Bop boop. Sampling. Oh yeah, let me make sure this thing's in mono. And lo-fi. It doesn't really need to be lo-fi, so we'll just listen to it the way it is. Levels are pretty good. Oh crap, I forgot about the other note. Shoot. Let me get that out of here. We don't need you, guy. But we're glad you're there. There we go. Yeah, the mono's nice. You want those bass notes to be hitting front and center, and mono leaves no room for error. Okay. Sounds dope. I'm going to set it to gate mode so that we can control the release of it a little bit. Doesn't sound too bad, but I'm going to put a little bit of an envelope on it as well. So shift voice, then you turn this knob. So you get a little bit of release there. Pretty chill. Oh, I probably put a low pass filter on it too, but let me hear how it sounds with the mix here. And then yeah, Mr. Moonbunny says, we'd love to play bass on this kind of beat. Yep, mono. Maybe you could try the second note instead. It has some overtones quality that's nice. Dude, I appreciate your recommendation. So let's take a listen here. Turn the levels down. Alright, so let's try that filter and see how it sounds. Nice. So yeah, with the filter, you kind of have two options. You can either like really bring the cutoff down a ton and then adjust the resonance to get kind of like a sub bass sort of sound, or you can just be very light on the cutoff and keep some of the original kind of high end textures and just cut off that sort of stuff that you don't want that's like way at the top or whatever. So that's kind of my approach when it comes to low passing the bass, is to either take it like super far and then really crank it for the sub bass, or to just do it very lightly and just kind of like, I don't know, have it sit in the mix a little bit. And then Boom Bap Art says, I think you should add a bass not on the one. Yeah, it kind of sounds like it's playing at the same time as the kick drum, which is sort of like maybe causing it to clip or something. Let me double check here. I'm not seeing the bass on the one, man. So this is the one right here. It's empty. And then it's empty here as well. So let me know what you're talking about, Boom Bap Art, because I'm not sure. On the one, would like a bass on the one. Oh, I see what you mean. So not on the one. Bro, all right, dude. Okay. I gotta give it to you, man. Sounds pretty dope. Nice, I'm into it. F sharp, you say? I don't know, I did a G and it sounded kind of sick. Let me see though. Oh, it sounds kind of weird with F sharp. Although I don't know what the original note is. So it's all a matter of perspective, really. I'm gonna go back to G. Yeah, it's tuned kind of weird. It's just a sample, so like I said, I don't know what the original note is. Alright, that sounds dope. Let's add some more layers, though. Thanks, Mr. Moon Bunny. Bye. Sounds kind of interesting. It's like a horn section or something. let's record it and see what we can do. And the $1 million question here is it loud enough? Not too bad. I think that'll work. Probably have enough time to record it in stereo if I wanted to, but I'm not sure what's really happening in the stereo field, so I think we're fine. And yeah, I'm probably going to just hit it with a filter preemptively. Let's do filter, maybe bandpass. Bandpass tends to work pretty well with horns. That or high pass. Find another pitch that works well, but might just be the one. Alright, let's try putting some delay on it. Mixer. Nice, so it's a lot more of a texture now that I added the reverb and the delay, and used the filter to kind of just add it sort of as a layer and not so much like up front and center, basically. But yeah, TD says, love the mats. Dude, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I love the mats too, and that's why I'm always copping these things, because they're always super sick, and I'm such a sucker for that kind of stuff, especially the anime girl type stuff. That's what I'm into. But yeah, Boom Bap Art says, question, better tactile feel without the keycaps on the M8. I don't know. I mean, I don't really do it much for the tactile feel. I mostly take them off because it makes it a lot thinner. Like, look at that thing. It's like so thin. When you put the caps on, it like adds a whole, I mean, I'm not good at units of measure, but I don't know, a couple inches or an inch or something, not sure. But it makes it stick out a little bit more. So with this, the form factor is much smaller, so it fits into, you know, your pocket a lot better and other stuff like that. So that's really why I take the caps off. Like a mad lad, because I know not a lot of people do that, but it's my prerogative. Anyways, let's see what other sounds we can add here. Pretty dope. It's like roads or something. Alright, let's crank it. Dude, thanks, Boom Bap Art. Appreciate that. But we're not done yet. Let's keep adding. So I'm gonna put this in. It's like a nice chord. Gonna make it louder though. And then it's not very long, so maybe I can do it in stereo. Let's find out. And that's that. I think this will work though. Dude, Cal Jader. Appreciate that. I gotta check that guy out. Alright, so we got some nice melodic layers. I kind of want to come back to the rhythm section and add a little bit more variety and texture there. And one of the things I like to do is to add another drum break, basically within the one-shots, to kind of play either in between or at the same time, just to create even more movement in the rhythm section. So let's try to find a cool drum break. I like the sound of this one. Can't really hear it that well though, so let me crank it. Wow, it's a lot of kick drums. But yeah, there's that interesting kind of like, I think it's a cowbell. Some kind of percussion thing. And that'll fit nice between the one shots. So let's record that in. Oh, whoops. Sampling. I have to turn this down a little bit. This can definitely be in mono. And let me also pitch it up. I think that'll work. Oops. But yeah, what I was doing there was I turned on loop mode, and then I just played it so it would keep looping over and over again. And then I adjusted the endpoint using the end knob, and that'll be helpful when it comes to setting the chops, because the way the slicing works on this is that you need to have like a perfect loop for it to like actually line up correctly, because it just does even slices. So one trick you can do is, yeah, turn on loop mode, play it so that it's looping, and then adjust the endpoint until it like sounds seamless. And then from there, you probably have a better chance of having the correct slices line up. Okay, so we'll go shift voice, chop, and then probably 8, I guess. I wasn't really counting. I could do 16 if I want to like really micro chop it and have granular control over it, but I think this will do. Let's try 16. Dude, thanks, Boom Bap Art. Later. Yikes. So I accidentally pressed this button because I thought I was exiting a menu and it removed the note there. Boom. And now it sounds kind of wonky. So I got to re-record it, but it's not too bad. Yeah, Alistar says, wait, 2 P6s. That's my gig. Oh man, yeah, I don't know, dude. This P6 is a lot of fun, so I was like, you know what? Let's get another one in the mix and see what's up, see what kind of possibilities there are. I haven't really scratched the surface yet, mostly just comparing the two, but we'll get into that probably on the next beat. So let me fix this really quick. Nice. All right. Yeah, the beat turned out pretty chill. This one, I'm going to save it. Shift right, all done. Boom. Okay, so let's move on to another one. But first, let me check up on the chat. Alistar says, I chained them to the 404 for triple Roland Sonic goodness. Dang, dude. Yeah, you could probably do compressor, 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 and just get things real fat and stacked. But yeah, that's tight. I gotta try that out. Yeah, I've got the daisy chain set up here. The output of this is going to this. I haven't really been doing too much with this one though, so maybe I'll try that on this beat. But yeah, Sovatron says, just got my M8 yesterday. Dude, that's what's up. So weird going from headless with the trim UI brick to the real thing with the button placement. Way heavier than I expected. Only Dirty Wave would give you commission. Dude, heck yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, definitely probably a different experience, especially because with headless, you could use a lot of different controllers. If you're using the brick, you've got the keypads or whatever. Some people plug it into their computer and use like an Xbox controller or whatever, so definitely a wide variety. But yeah, this thing is heavy, let me tell you. Yeah, that's that freaking battery, dude. This thing, the battery lasts like forever though. It's insane. It's like probably 10 hours or something. I can't remember what the exact time is. But yeah, it's definitely got a heft to it. People jokingly refer that you can use as a weapon. And I believe it. I feel like this thing could stop a bullet, perhaps. Don't quote me on that, but if you're ever in that situation, maybe it'll save your life. Who knows? But yeah, definitely got some heft to it. I concur. All right, what do we got next here? Let's shop around for some samples and see if I can find something fun to flip. And we're going to check my little sample library here. That dupe. Sampler. Okay, what do we got? I'm just going to check my loops folder and let's find some loops. Could definitely hurt someone with it. Yo, this sounds dope. I should know who this is, but I do not. I have some record that I sampled. Okay, let's go ahead and record it in. Yeah, so what I want to do with this beat is I want to try and use these things in tandem. So let me actually just grab a little cable adapter really quick. Getting a little hot over here. Okay, and yeah, what I want to do is actually record the M8 directly into this P6 instead of having it go through the signal chain, because this thing's got the lo-fi effect, so you don't really get the same kind of sound. All right, so I need to unplug this, line in, and I have to do this. Oh man, this is such a pain. It's like the one time I'm going to do it. Okay. Volume's at FF. How are we sounding? Probably make it a little louder. Too loud. It's a little too loud still. Alright, that should be good. And we've got it 22 kilohertz. We'll do mono, because this is kind of a longer sample. And let's see what happens. Got it all. That's what's up. And then same deal as before. I'm going to turn on loop mode, and then I'm going to play it and just listen to it and make sure that it kind of like catches its own loop. And then once it's done that, then I know it's ready for slicing. So there's a little gap at the end. So let's try 242. 242 is too much. Let's try 248. Still might be too much. 250? actually sounds pretty good. Okay, so we're ready to start slicing. Shift voice, chop. Wait, let me count it out actually. So 16, I think. See how that sounds. Bop boop. And where are we at here? So that's a good sign when all of the like snare chops kind of line up with the snare. I really like that chop. Sounds tight. But yeah, so Sophitron writes in and says, any tips for line noise at the P6? I notice you've usually got them plugged in and charging. Mine is noisy as hell. It's a good question. So one thing that is a very important investment to make when it comes to this kind of technology is this thing called a ground loop isolator. I don't know if you're familiar. Stop me or let me know if you know what this is, and I can stop explaining this. But basically what this does is if you have something plugged into your computer via USB, it's going to be picking up that noise for whatever reason. Some hardware will do this and some won't. Like I've noticed that certain devices that I have, if I plug them in via USB, it doesn't make the noise and I don't require using this thing. But you're saying you have heard of this, but you never tried one. Yeah, dude, it's definitely worth it. It's crazy. In fact, I'll show you the difference right now. So let me actually I need to get a USB cable. So we got this one here. Plug it in. So you'll probably be able to hear this immediately, the line noise of the M8. So you can hear that high-pitched whine, right? Wee. Yeah, sorry, you guys have to listen to this. So it's making this whining noise that you can probably hear. I'm going to unplug it, and then I'll plug this in, and then I'll plug the other side of this in. And you can't hear the whine noise at all, right? It's gone. So it's like magic, dude. And I would definitely recommend buying like 10 of them. Maybe not 10, but like buy 2. Like I have 2 and sometimes I wish I had another one. So maybe buy 2 or 3. But yeah, dude, just Google like ground loop noise isolator and it literally just like will make that sound go away. And you know what? The problem is the computer. So blame PCs and Mac and all the rest of it for being so noisy on the USB. But yeah, ground loop isolator, advanced technology. Definitely cop one. Yeah, I feel like they should talk more about this on the Dirty Wave Discord because it's a big, helpful device when it comes to using this thing when you've got it plugged in. But yeah, that's my public service announcement on ground loop isolation. Still Life, dude, what's up, man? What's cracking? Long time no chat, dude. How you been? And then Alistar says, got the USB filter thing too. Yeah, dude, it's pretty good tech for sure. Oh, and then there's a rack mount. Oh yeah, like a power cleanser or something. I forget what those things are called. Power, what you call it? Oh man, it's like cable hell over here. I'm living the dream. Could probably charge it from my Furman, but that would probably help too. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta unplug it. Some people like really don't like the ground loop isolator stuff too, and they will just use things not plugged in, which is fine too. Whatever's clever. Okay, so yeah, we've got these chops here. Oh, yo, I gotta do a new pattern too. Whoops. Okay, so let's do this one. Pattern 11. And I gotta change the pattern volume again. God, this is so annoying. I'm gonna have to change this on all of them to 150. To buck 50. Okay, so I want to do that. So let's go ahead and get the tempo on, or metronome I mean, and then set the tempo down. We'll do like 92, I think. Alright, so very basic loop. Now I'm going to start adding some drums in, and I'm going to use this P6 to do that. So this is where we're going to try and do the separate workflow. So I probably have to do a MIDI connection so that they're synced up. I've never done this before, so hopefully I can figure it out on stream. So we got some cables here. And then Sure Life saying chillin', thinking about cooking up on a live. Dude, bro, if you go live, I'm gonna tune into that, depending on what hour of the day it is. I would be interested, and I'll definitely catch the replay if I don't catch the live, because I would love to hear what you got going on, man. That would be dope. So so if you're thinking about doing it, I say do it, because that sounds sick. And then Alistar says, nothing solves the MPC X in controller mode. It's the worst. Get record without PC on at all. Oh man. Yeah, I've never used one of those modern MPCs, so I'm not sure. I imagine there's a lot going on under the hood, so many things could go wrong with it, I'm sure. Okay, so syncing these devices up, I just have to do MIDI out of one to MIDI in of the other, and we should be golden, so let's do that. So that's out, and then I gotta do in here. Whoa. And I plugged it in and you saw this thing, the display just instantly like made a weird thing. Hopefully that's not a problem. I wonder if I just press play if it'll work. Dude, look at that. That's like so easy. Holy crap. It's like already synced. You can see it's moving across. Wow, here I was getting ready for a battle, dude. Thought I was gonna have to look up the manual or something. Okay, so we should be good. I think I can, yeah, now just start creating a sequence on this, and then they'll just play in sync. How great is that? So let me, I think I'm on a blank pattern here, but let me check. I'll just do this last one so I know it's not occupado. Oh, I'm I'm like, why can't I hear it? It's like, duh, it's not plugged into anything. Look at this. This is going nowhere. It's empty. All right, so I just got to plug this back in. Line out to line in. You know how we do. Keep it nice and simple. Yeah, so it's MIDI out to MIDI in. That's all it requires. Yeah, it's a stereo cable. Nice. But yeah, Still Life says, did you buy or borrow the second P6? Dude, I am ashamed to say that I bought it. I bought it used though, so not new. But yeah, I did buy another one just because, dude, I'm telling you, this thing is so dope. It's like, it really makes me think of like the Pocket Operator by Teenage Engineering, which I freaking love. I have 2 of those as well. So it's just kind of got those vibes to me. And I was like, you know what? I want to get another one because I feel like there's some cool stuff I can do with both. So we're figuring that out. And then yeah, Alistar says, I was using the sync imports, but they never worked. Yeah, sync is weird. It's like different than the MIDI sync. It's like its own sync. Basically, it's like a click signal. I don't know if you ever listened to it. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's probably not a good idea for me to show you what it sounds like. But yeah, it's basically just going like this. Down, 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 down. And it's telling whatever you've got plugged into it to like move the sequence at a certain interval depending on your tempo. So the sync is like not as technical as like the MIDI connection, which can do things like, you know, transport controls like play, stop. It can do other things too, like notes and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, MIDI's definitely got the special stuff you need to like really sync these up, despite the word sync being on the top and making it seem like that would be what you need to sync it. It's a little tricky. Dude, that's what's up. Yeah, man. 2 P6s. We're getting down. So let me keep recording this rhythm section. Alistar says, I had a question. What shuffle settings are you on generally? I actually don't know, to be honest with you. Where does one find the shuffle settings? Is that, oh, let me try this one. Shift menu? Transpose. So maybe that's the answer to your questions. I've never changed the shuffle settings. So whatever it's on. Yeah, usually I just rely on the micro timing and recording the notes in to get the kind of sound and sequence that I'm looking for. So I have not changed the shuffle settings, and I'm not even sure where I would do that. But how about you? Do you like to use the shuffle settings? I'm not even sure. I know what what shuffle does like on paper, but I'm not really familiar with how to use it in like a practical application. And then Sure Life says nothing wrong with that. So nice you had to buy it twice. Can I quote you on that, dude? That's nice. I like that. Yeah, dude, definitely keep an eye out, bro. Definitely keep an eye out for these because they are fun and they're not that expensive. You don't got to break the bank for it. And yeah, it gets along very well with other samplers too because of all of the cool effects on it. So you can like kind of route sounds through it and get like the SP kind of sounds or whatever. Because yeah, not all devices have a lot of cool effects. I was talking about that earlier. Someone was asking about using the black box of this thing. And I was like, yeah, bro, that would be sick to do that because the black box doesn't have any effects. It just has delay and reverb, nothing else. So definitely a lot of options there. Oh, so you do Shift D. Let's take a look. All right, what are we looking at? Oh, bro, it literally says it on the front and I didn't even realize it. Yikes. Okay, so Shift D. All right, Alistar, my shuffle is set to 0. So we just make it work with 0 shuffle. But I'm going to mess around with it and see if I can find some cool values. But yeah, good call, Sovatron. Groove menu on the M8, or I mean Alistar. And then yeah, Sovatron says groove menu on the M8 is basically shuffle. Oh yeah. Using the groove settings where you can have certain steps be like more ticks or less ticks or whatever. That's more advanced technology that I have not messed around with, so I got to look into that. And then Sure Life says, probably just be putting some loops together live. More of a test of my setup. Dude, well, whatever you got going on, like I said, I'm going to check it out. Because, dude, I know you got some cool stuff going on. You always ask great questions, so I'm sure you're making some sick beats too. I have no doubt about that. But we do need a hi-hat. Alright, so now I'm ready to extend the sequence. Right now we've got 1 bar looping, but you know how we do. Shift, copy, duplicate. Now we got 2 bars. And then yeah, this one is still 1 bar actually, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, let's play some other sample chops in the second half to kind of vary things. Alright, let's try and get some bass in here. I gotta plug the M8 back in. Man, this cable is like, it's not agreeing with me. There we go. I guess the sample does kind of have some bass in there. But we'll try adding some on top. Worst comes to worst, I can always put a high pass filter on the sample chops so that it clears up a little space in the low end so I can play something on my own, but let's see how this sounds just right on top. Stacking it. Gotta make this thing louder. Turn up the dry. Getting up here, that's nice. And then, oh wait, is it mono? Yeah, boy. Nice and beefy. You know you like that bass. Big shout out to Dirty Wave M8 and the triple sine wave. That's not just one, not just two, but 3 sine waves. Triple sine. You know you love it. Probably gotta add some attack on that because it's got kind of a pop at the beginning there. And I'm definitely gonna turn on the gate so that we can get that expressive performance. So we'll do shift, voice, and this allows us to use the ADSR controls from these knobs, which is very convenient. So we'll do attack. Do some release too. Attack 4 sounds nice. We could always put a filter on it too, but I think it sounds pretty good. Yeah, the sine wave tends to be very smooth. Nice. So what else we got? Kind of like this piano run, or whatever it is. It's like kind of a string of notes. It's probably going to sound sick pitched down as well. So let's record that in. Does it need to be stereo? No. Am I going to make it stereo? Yes, because it's very short. So no problem recording it in. Probably do got to make it louder though. Probably do a high pass on it too. Oh, but Still Life is saying, do you do most of your best cookups live or offline? I'm not sure actually. I feel like it's pretty mixed bag. Yeah, I think it's they both can sound good, but I don't know which one I would call my best. Probably the offline ones, just because I have more control and I can fiddle around more. Whereas in this context, a little bit more like, it's not really like fat. Oh man, got something in my throat. It's not really like fast paced or anything, I would say, but there is kind of like a desire that I have when I'm on stream to like keep things moving, as opposed to when I'm offline, I can kind of like fiddle with things and play around with things more. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, if it's really offline or online, that's better. I think I've got some good stuff from both, so that's what I'll say. All right, let's see how this works in the beat here. delay and reverb. Not the best. Oh, beat, not best. Oh, sorry about that. I think I just misread that. My bad. Yeah, I do, yeah, probably more offline than online, for sure. Heck yeah, man. Yeah, and I feel like another good thing to think about too, Stro Life, is like, yeah, sometimes you gotta just take some breaks and like kind of unwind, unplug, and come back to things with like a fresh perspective. So yeah, man, definitely take the time that you need and then come back and make some sick man, got this freaking almond in my throat. Yeah, come back and make some sick beats, dude. And I'm checking out that stream, man. I'm gonna look at your channel. I'll be spying on it, so can't wait to see that go. Alright, what do we need next here? Maybe like a horn sample or something? What do we got? All good, man. All good. I'm down with that, yo. Let me record that in. Oh crap. I'll just record the whole thing and trim it. Okay. Should be loud enough. Yeah, this will also sound good, pushing it through the delay and reverb sends. So let's do that. Nice. So a little jazzy horn there. Dang, let me check up on the chat here. Still Life says it's going to be after dark. Hard to control the light setup. All good. And then Alistar says, do you produce your own samples? No, I get my samples from a lot of different places, but I do not play any instruments or record anything, that I'm playing. Usually I get stuff from like records or like YouTube or, the usual suspects, sample pack creators as well. So yeah, kind of all over the place, sort of a mixed bag, but yeah, I do not produce my own samples. That would be sick if I could, but I don't know how to play any instruments. And then, Alistar says I play instruments, so I got this curse that I got to make all my stuff. Dang. Yeah, man. Well, that's cool that you can, though. Like, more power to you, that you can, jam out and play bass and other instruments or whatever. That would be nice. All I know how to do is use the keyboard, push the buttons, and it goes basically. But yeah, B-Jammin', what's up, man? Nice to see you. Yeah, all good that you didn't catch that I was live. But yeah, chilling over here. Doing good. And then, Alistar says, do drum technician stuff. Dude, nice. Yeah, it sounds technical and kind of complicated, which if you're into that, it's all good. For me, I just want to, layer some snares and have a good time messing around with samples and stuff. So it's kind of my prerogative, but whatever, inspires you to be creative, definitely do that. And then B-Jammin' plays keys, bass, and guitar. And drums and addictive drums. Dude, that's what's up. I gotta learn an instrument. Maybe I'll learn piano. I feel like that's like a very functional skill for all the keys that I press on these things. Oh yeah, and then I wanted to duplicate this out. So now it's 64 steps instead of 32. And I want to do the horn, have like one less note appear on like one part of it. So let's do here. I'm going to delete this step, D and D sharp here. So it's a little more variety there. See what we got in this folder. And then B-Jam says, I'm not good at sampling, unfortunately. Wish I could chop better. Dude, you know what? Maybe that's the instrument that I know how to play. I know how to play the sampler instrument. Because I feel like I've gotten pretty good at chopping. So yeah, I shouldn't sell myself short. I know how to play the sampler instrument. That's what's up. But yeah, it just takes practice, B-Jammin'. Just the more you chop, the better you'll get at it. So definitely continue to practice. be able to make something work with this blues guitar sample. So let me normalize it. Might have to do some fancy tricks, but it's always worth a shot. Yeah, I bet if I put a filter on it and cranked up the resonance, it would sound super sick. Can't really figure out what other notes I want to put in here, but let me check out the chat. Alistar recorded a video today. Dude, To a psychologist to explain. Oh man, dude, I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, hope you find your way. And music can heal, so definitely, yeah, stay creative or try to touch instruments to help kind of release some of your energy and yeah, recover and get better and get to a better place. But yeah, man, appreciate everyone tuning in. Yeah, I feel like I'm at a point where I'm gonna call it pretty soon, but let me just play this beat back and like listen to all the elements we got, bring some stuff in and out, and that'll close us out. Wow. All right. Well, yeah, that does it for this session. I had some fun making some beats with P6. And then just wanted to remind everyone too, I got a video coming out tomorrow, which is about the Lo-Fi 12 XT, in case you're interested in that. It's going to be about parameter locks. So that'll be pretty cool stuff. If you're on the Lo-Fi 12 XT, check it out. If not, all good. But yeah, thanks everyone for rocking out with me, sticking around. Folks blowing up the chat, Alistar, B-Jammin', Strill Life, and all the rest of y'all. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks again for tuning in. Hope to catch you on the next one. But until then, peace.